Hello again, YouTubers. Well, I got the ceiling fan hung up, and if you if you don't know what I mean by that, you didn't watch my previous video an hour or so ago. But anyway, I have some more free time, and after I made the last upload, I read my comments on one of the videos I'd posted in the last few days, and I think it was on the video I posted and listed as Mess About One Channel Report or something like that. And anyway, I got a comment from a subscriber who lives in Spain, Senorita, who lives in Spain. That's part of her username here on YouTube. If you'd like to read what she said, you can go to that video and see her comments. She had some nice compliments about the videos that we are uploading here on Mess About One channel. And she also had some questions, and I'd like to. I haven't done this yet, and normally don't plan to make a practice out of it, but I thought I'd make this video. I told her in her comments that I would make a video and answer her inquiry or questions. And her statement was, after she paid me compliments, which I appreciate very much, I'm always glad to get those. I guess that's your pay for being a YouTube uploader, a video producer or whatever. The nice compliments and the good ratings are the only pay, I guess. But anyway, and she said, unlike most Americans, you are aware that there is a world outside of the U.S. And she asked me if I have traveled, and asked me what my impression was of Europe, and then she said, I can see you ducking that one. Maybe that I didn't want to answer that one, but I plan to answer it. And then she signed it, Love from Spain. So I thought that was a real nice comment there on the other video. But yeah, I'd like to use this video and try to answer those questions for the Senorita. And you know, I don't know about a lot of other Americans. I know some other Americans, and this is such a big country. If you haven't come to the U.S. and traveled across it, it's just an enormous expanse of land, and most parts of it are fairly heavily settled. Some parts, New York City, L.A., and some of those, but Miami, some of those places are very heavily settled. But there's just an enormous amount and a great mixture of people and places here in this country. And for me to say that I know what most other Americans are thinking, or even what they're like, I can't do it. You know, I have my own realm of travel and friends and understanding, and of course you see what happened, what's on the news, and you see what's in the movies, and for sure the movies are not a good indicator of this country. And I'm not even sure that the news is. The news focuses on certain events. Many times they're not good events. And I don't even think you can look at our government, the actions of our government, and really know what Americans think, how they feel, and maybe even how they see the rest of the world. We don't even know how we see the rest of our country. We don't understand each other fully in this big country. North Alabama is even different from South Alabama. The people in North Alabama are different from the people in South Alabama. And in some places, like New Orleans, Louisiana, even one town, one large city will be different from everything around. There's just such a big variety. You can travel just a few miles, a few hundred miles, and see a big change in the people and the customs and the language. Not saying English to Spanish to German, but how the English language is spoken changes from one place to the other. And we're just so different, and I don't think any of us or anybody in the country, government or otherwise, knows what everybody in this country is thinking. And sure, we have an election every so often, and we elect certain people, but even that is it's a limited number of people who participate in those elections. Sorrowfully too limited that elect our governmental officials. So it's real hard for anybody to say what do Americans think, because there's so much diversity. They call us a big melting pot, and I suppose in a way that's true. Through the years, the people that have immigrated and become citizens, it is a huge melting pot. But that melt didn't completely take hold. There's still big differences and big differences of opinion and thought and ways of living and all that in the United States. So, but what is the opinion of Americans to the rest of Europe? I couldn't answer. I can answer for myself and people I know, maybe people in my family. I don't know that I could even answer for people in this immediate area. But considering history, the long history of Europe, of that continent of Asia, there's so much history and so many grand things and great people and great events that happen there. I don't see how anyone could help but respect Europe and respect the Asian people. It's just, in country to country, you can just go from country to country and name great events and great people in every country. To me, it'd be hard to find somebody that, if they really had understanding or had looked at history or had met people from those countries, that they wouldn't be respect for their past and for their traditions and for their people, the struggles that many Europeans have had and lived through and done well from, and even looking at some of the Asian countries that have struggled for years, and they're finally coming alive and being prosperous, and they're giving their peoples more freedom and all those things. So my opinion of Europe is a good one, and comparing it to this country would be very hard. Like I say, we're so diverse and have so much in our backgrounds, too many differences. But anyway, I hope that answers that question. I'd have great respect for the people of Europe and the countries of Europe. And as far as being traveled, no, I've not traveled that much. I think my longest trip out of the country was a trip to the Yucatan Peninsula down in Mexico, and got to spend a little time along the Caribbean and toured some of the Inca ruins and some of that area. And that was a short trip, maybe a week trip. But I've traveled quite a bit throughout the United States, but outside the country, just not a whole lot. A few trips to Mexico, and that's about it. So I hope I've answered those questions. Like I say, I don't plan to make a point of doing this, but if there are some other questions and it strikes me right and I have the time, I will make a video and answer those questions. But the main thing is, I'm pleased to have every subscriber, no matter where they are, U.S. bound, Europe, Asia, South America, our good neighbors up in Canada. Proud to have you checking in and seeing what's going on the Mess About channel, and maybe, just maybe, we'll understand each other better. That'd be great. My time would be worthwhile if just a few people understood Americans better than they do. So till next time, goodbye.